All right. What's up, Fracture? Lover of monsters. Welcome in, everybody. People are coming in. So I got two aquascape builds today. Can you guys see and hear okay? Cool. All right, I got two builds today. We're going to do a first one up is a jungle river aquascape, and then we'll do one that's kind of like volcanic looking. So what I'll do is I'll basically build an aquascape here, and if anybody has suggestions of how to position something, I'm all ears. But at the end of this, whatever aquascape we create is basically what's for sale. Let me go ahead and pin this listing. Go ahead and pin this listing for the one we're working on right now. There you go. So the pinned item, Jungle River. So this is, I'm setting this up in a 10-gallon tank here. Should work well for a 10 to 15-gallon tank. So we'll get started here in just a second. How's everybody doing today? Your favorite show's on? What channel? Thank you for sharing. All right. So this one's kind of going to be a jungle river here. Got a really big, crazy piece of driftwood in this one. So all this wood is pre-soaked, pre-treated. So it should be no or minimal tannins. I've already done the hard work. Every piece is different. You never know. There could be some. But we've done the hard work of boiling and letting this soak. So a lot of options here for this one. Sheesh. So that's one piece. We got a couple other ones, and we're kind of going for like a river jungle, almost like Amazon River, I guess you could say. Is kind of what we're hoping to go for. While we're getting set up here, what fish does everybody have? Kind of fish. All right. Hey, Fracture. American tickets. Plecos, are you into like the fancy plecos or what kind of plecos? Thanks, Brianna. Glad you're liking your jungle setup. I think yours is a 3-gallon. We're doing a 10-gallon today. All right. So what I kind of want to do is a pretty simple setup that anybody could do. There's so many different ways you could take this big piece here. Kind of looks cool in a lot of different ways. But I think I'm going to do like kind of like a big tree looking deal. Maybe I'll flip them. Yeah, this is just personal preference here for which side you like the best, because this one's kind of crazy. I kind of like that side the best. It's got a lot of like little curves and things in there. There's this tool kind of. Oh, there's a rock from last time in there. that out of there. Thinking about getting a beta. Me too. I got a 6-gallon cube tank right here on a shelf that's brand new in the packaging, and I really want to set it up with a beta. Thinking about setting that live up on the stream and having one ready to put in it. That'd be cool. It'd be a fun stream just to finish with a fish. But we may have to get live plants if we're going to do that, just because I think it would be more fun. All right, so that piece is kind of there. I'm probably going to pepper some like river rock around it at some point here. But anybody have any other suggestions? I kind of want to do like, you almost think of like 2 islands. It's kind of what I'm thinking. With this one being the bigger of the 2, and then smaller one over here. So this is kind of like a what I picture is like a big old ancient tree like in the Amazon. I wonder if we can take this little piece here. I mean, this one's pretty cool. It's got like the spikes on it. I mean, you could do something like that, but it's not really what we're kind of looking for. I think I'm going to try and make it look like it's coming off of this piece. So kind of an optical illusion situation. Yeah, look at that. So that kind of makes it look like this piece is actually even a bigger tree that's kind of branching out. Yeah, I kind of like that already. This is going to be a really simple build. So if you guys are unfamiliar with this stream, this channel, we basically are making aquarium kits for anybody that's never aquascaped, or if you have, just something that you can buy together and have something that looks good. So we create these different themes. This one's a jungle river, like I've been talking about. We do other mountain themes, river themes, things like that. Off the wall themes too, like red colors, stuff like that. So the idea here is that you basically are buying all the materials that are in the aquascape. So not the tank, not the sand, but all the decoration materials, and you'd be able to take that home and recreate it easily. I'll give you a little instruction sheet of how to put it together. So yeah, this wood's already ready to go. It's not like when you go to a pet store and then you got to boil it and soak it and put in a bunch of labor. So we already did that for you, just so you can drop it right in. Oh, you got a big piece of Mopani? If you have it handy, DM that to me. I'm interested because I haven't put Mopani in my 75. No rush if it's a big deal, but I'm curious to see what that looks like. The thing with Mopani is tannins. I soaked this driftwood, this piece, for like 2 months. All right. So that might be the gist of what we're going to do with the rocks. Or the wood. This piece here is this kind of flat part, and I think it just kind of looks like a fallen down tree a little bit. Again, we're going nature inspired here. It's not going to look, Jeremy Wade's not showing up or whatever, or David Attenborough, I should say. This kit, I'm putting in this really cool looking, I don't know, river jungle plant, kind of like Java fern meets some stem plant. Again, if you like real plants, use your own. I throw these in so that people can have something right away, or people that are new to the aquarium hobby and don't want to learn live plants just yet, and they just want, this is a 10-gallon tank, right? This is kind of the, outside of maybe a beta tank, this is kind of the first starter tank that people get. I think you can show up to PetSmart and take this home for like $35, $40 as a kit with a light and a filter. But if people like live plants better, I try and recommend the ones in my setups that I think would go. I'm going to leave it. If this was my tank, I would probably cut off those pink bits just for kind of more natural look. Not that there's not flowers in a jungle, but just my preference. I'll leave them on there, though, in case anybody buys this and prefers it, and if not, they can cut them off themselves. One thing I did on this too, since I'm going with the big side on the left, kind of open in the middle and then a smaller bit on the right, I made the sand, it's really subtle, but less on the front, but more in the middle. I made the sand higher over here to make it look even bigger, right? So the sand is kind of stacked up on the left, stacked up on the right. The middle's kind of lower. Um, but just little tricks like that can, if I'm trying to make this look like the big side, just a little more sand over there. I mean, you could even put rocks under it and get height, but this already goes up to almost the top of the tank as it is on this 10-gallon. All right, so these not naturally, these will plants will stick up once there's water in here. They'll float. A little hard to see exactly where it's going to sit, but I'll just leave it like that for now. Get the idea? So this one's coming along. This is going to be one of the more easy setups we do. So I may switch out some smaller rocks here, but let's just go for it. So I kind of want to put a little bit of white pop right there under that one. And then we're just kind of going for a little rock pile. As far as over here goes, I'm not going to go crazy with the rocks on this side because I like to see all the details of this this piece here. But maybe we'll kind of line like a river. The river will be like kind of lined this way a little bit, and then we'll go in with some smaller ones. Rock stash here. I'm just adding to this. I'll give you more than I had set out to. All right, so we may come back with a little bit more detail rock, but I think that's a good start. Kind of want to put a taller plant back in this corner. That's actually not sitting too bad. It's always hard to tell with these without water in the tank how the plants will stand, what they look like when they stand up, but kind of get the idea there. That corner. All right, what are you guys thinking so far? Anything you would do differently? This one's really easy. I don't know how long we've been on here, 10 minutes maybe, and we're almost done with this. So again, just showing how easy this would be to set up at home. Kind of already done the work of making sure all the materials go together and match and are a little cohesive. So in river tanks, I like to use these ones. They kind of look like lily pads. And I typically, with these types of fake plants, one thing that's really nice about them is you can pop them off their little base like that. You can always put it back in, but there's the seedling base. And now I can kind of shove that into a gap like you would like with a real plant and just get a little bit more nature and a little bit more natural look. Kind of wanted something there coming out of that rock pile like that. I'm probably going to come in with some smaller rocks. Yeah, Brianna, the wood detail in this one, I agree. It's one of my favorite pieces, because I like pieces that kind of work in any direction. Gives you options. Because the thing is, I don't know if I'll do it today, but once we get the setup, you could tear this down and make a completely different looking tank with the same stuff. All right, so I really like how those lily pads are kind of coming out of the rocks like that. I may just extend it and try it with this one too. I could do that, or I could put it here. I think it looks better tucked up against the... tucked up against the rocks there. Oh, I forgot to put a poll on for you guys. Let's see if I can add a poll real quick. What's up, Helm Aquatics? Thanks for joining. We're almost done with the first build here. Call it like a jungle river setup. Next, we're going to do what I'm calling volcanic refuge, which is just kind of some red in it, kind of something little wacky. Setting up a poll right now. So if you're in the chat, I just want to know what's your favorite fish for 20 gallons or less. All right, poll's live. Oscars in a 20 gallon. I'm with you. I'm for chaos. I've thought about setting that up as a prank on stream just to see how mad people get. What's up, Nora Turner? The rock stack in the front, yeah, up here. Yeah, tempted to add some detail like this coming out of there, but we already have so many plants on that side with that big one. I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm just going to try kind of dot this whole area with these lily pad looking things. Yeah, like that. So two together makes it look like they're kind of coming out of there. Pretty cool. Then up under here, I'm just going to dot one of these little grasses. I got one more. Don't have to use it. It'll look good just kind of right here. Yeah, there we go. What's up, happy dude? So Sorry, I'm trying to see how much I'm in the way when I'm messing around there. All right. Gone. We'll give it. I'll give it 45 seconds while I look at the poll. But if you're still here and you're interested, this is a jungle river aquascape. So comes with everything you see in the tank here. No tank, no sand. Um, Easy to set up. I'll send you instructions on how to easily recreate this. All this driftwood and rocks and plants have all been pre-cleaned. The driftwood's been pre-boiled, pre-soaked, so it already be ready to drop right into your tank. If you want, I'll even attach a weight to it so it sinks on its own. Should be minimal tannins or none. You never know. It depends on the piece, but it's been soaked for quite a long time. So I will let this, you guys can gander at it for just a few more seconds and it will be gone and I will move on to one more build. I'll take offers on it as well. So I'm asking $69. If anybody is interested and that's just outside your price range, let me know. But I thought it was a pretty nice price. So far, just a few votes on the poll. A couple guppies, an Oscar and dwarf cichlids. Yeah, I really want to get. I have a 29 gallon that's empty. I want to get some dwarf cichlids set up in there, like a pistogramma and German blue rams, and then some community fish. I haven't had a community tank like that in quite a while with more peaceful fish, but I do really gravitate towards cichlids because they just have so much personality and they have color too. I mean, some of the best color in freshwater. Fracture, do you have trouble with those? The guy in my pet store said rams are finicky to keep. I think he might breed them, but I don't really care about breeding them. But the electric blue is what I would want. Those are really cool. Yeah, I don't know if they inbreed those a lot, or well, I guess most aquarium fish are inbred, but yeah, I've heard. I don't know why. I don't know what the rams. I also know that they prefer warmer water, um, but they are okay in not like 80-degree water. But all right, gone on this setup. We'll try a. We'll try and run it as an auction if anybody's interested, just to see what happens. There's only 3 people in here. You know what? Nah. All right, one more aquascape. I'm going to go ahead and tear this one down. Oh, they're only 1 inch. So I guess you're not really sure yet if they're going to be around for the long haul or not, but they probably will. Another one I saw it on a YouTuber's channel. It was the what is it? The Goldeneye cichlid. Kind of reminds me. I have an electric blue Acara, which I love. Kind of reminds me of that, but almost cooler in a way. All right. So next up, we got this volcano tank, which should be kind of cool. I need a commercial to play while I'm switching things out, don't I? There's your packaging. At one point, I want to ship these kits in a bucket just so you have something to soak the driftwood in, but it turns out shipping buckets is expensive for people, so I decided not to ship buckets. If you're just joining, thanks for hopping in. We're just getting one aquascape tore down. We just did a jungle river, and then we will be live streaming one more setup of what I'm calling, what did I call it? Volcanic refuge. So kind of a unique, I don't know why it reminds me of volcano. It's got lava rock and some red to it. I already set it up once, but I always take live requests for how to set things up. So with this one, bear with me, team. All right, we still streaming? Still good? Yes, cool. Okay. All right. Red tail catfish. How long? Okay, here's a trivia question. How long would a red tail catfish survive in a 20-gallon tank? I think that was what the poll said. 20-gallon. Like, I don't know, like a year, or do they grow faster than that? Probably not even that long, right? A couple months. I mean, I imagine they're born pretty small fry, but I don't really plan on keeping red tail cat. I don't know. You never know. If I live somewhere, I could have an outdoor pond throughout the year, maybe. All right, so what I'm doing here, so you can't see this box in a way, as long as its head's in the water. I guess they're probably pretty hardy then. I can't tell if you're trolling me or if you're actually serious, but it's funny either way. So I'm going to make kind of a, I guess you call it like a double island on this one, almost like a figure eight the fish can swim around. So I'm just kind of making the two sides a little bit higher than the middle. And I'll get going here. So you got these kind of big spiky pieces. I'm just going to set that in there like that. And then another big spiky piece. So this one has kind of more larger wood. All right, let me get this box out of the way. I don't know what's up with the UPS on that shipping, but if it never shows up, I'll just refund. I don't know what you mean, fish and fines. Oh, you're talking a fracture. Okay, my bad. I was like, is the shipping messed up on my thing? No, you're good. You're good. I'm new here, so I didn't know if I had set something up wrong. Very possible. All right, so this is kind of what I'm going for um, with this spiky wood. But I'm going to get a little more height with the lava rock. So I think maybe something like that could work. This is where if you bought this, I would do the hard work for you and probably glue these rocks onto it before I sent it. Because anybody that's done this knows it's just a game of Jenga in tight spaces here until you get it set. Also, if you figure it out in my tank, I scratch my tank and you don't scratch yours, right? So 3 viewers, we're crushing today. What's up, Greenwich? How's YouTube doing? Anybody on YouTube? No. All right, so there's nothing real fancy about this one except I like the red on black with the red plants and then the black lava rock. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is like a skull or a dragon. If you flip it too, there's like devil. It looks almost like a devil helmet. Look at that. Like that looks like a medieval helmet. Knight of the Seven Kingdoms situation. Gorgeous gastropods. I don't know what a gastropod is. Is that a terrarium thing? I should know, but I don't. Oh, mollusks. Cool. I should have known that. I knew that. Yep, snails, stuff like that. Nice. I should have known that. So what I'm trying to do here is like it's a balancing act, and I'm gonna knock this over 100 times, so I should probably just build around it. Is I kind of want it to look like it's like coming into your kitchen. The only downside, and it depends on the kind of fish you like. The only downside is there's gonna be a lot of swimming space in the back, which for some fish is actually good. The more hiding places they have, the more you'll see them. But it kind of got this little cave here you guys can see. So a little unique. You could also invert it. So like there's a V. These are kind of coming together like a V. You could flip the V over, and you'd have more of the tank open. But this is a little different already, so I'm gonna try something like this. Why not? So I kind of want to put some smaller lava rock under here. Maybe another piece right there. All right, and then I've got this really cool kind of red Java fern looking plant, and I want that to be kind of a part of this back over here. Again, with water, that would sit a lot better. I think over here I might just see if I can, actually we can do back here a little bit. Some more red dotted around here. Right there needs one. That sand needs moved out of there, but you get the idea. A lot of sand up here built up. Nah, I don't think I'll be selling fish anytime soon. Maybe live plants, but not fish. I wouldn't know the first thing about shipping a fish. Anybody hanging out want to change anything else up about this scape? I got some tall red plants. I was going to leave the back open, but what if I can show you what it would look like adding some like the equivalent of like stem plants to the back. I'm not sure exactly where to put it. I don't want it right in the middle of that path, but kind of like right here. And I'm just going to hold them. It's hard to show with these because they float. Anyway, that could kind of cover up that middle there. If anybody's interested, I can throw in a couple of these. I'll throw another one in there. So I got one. I'm just adding more stuff, which isn't always a good thing when you're decorating on camera for a dry tank because it just looks cluttered. It looks different on my screen, in live than it does on the camera, but something like that, kind of covering that middle up with some background plants. That's kind of what I'm going for. I'll just set these here. All right, there you go. There's a quick attempt at a kind of different volcano. I don't know why I would call it volcano, but a different looking tank. So if you're hanging out, only 4 people in here, but if you're hanging out, this would be the listing on screen would be for the. What does it still say? Jungle River. It does still say Jungle River. No, it's not the Jungle River. It's the. Here, I just pinned it. Going on. This is the Volcanic Refuge Tank Aquascape. With this wood, there's a lot of different ways you could do this. You could set this up. Maybe I'll show you real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off here. So, again, I'll include everything that you see in the tank. No tank, no sand, but all the decorations. So, just to get a couple of these plants out and show you flipping this wood around, how you can do different things with it. This is on the higher end of driftwood that I personally would buy for smaller tanks. Obviously, bigger tanks, it gets even more expensive. But for these smaller tanks, 10-gallon, these pieces will work good in a 20-gallon too. It's kind of on the high end of that. Okay, so just to show you, I'm probably not going to make another full aquascape. You can kind of do something crazy like that. Put some plants in front of it. If you want to stack them together is where you really get something dramatic. That's probably what I should have built there. What if we just really quickly threw something together? I don't know. Something like that. I should have started with the wood like that. That's pretty cool. Right in the middle. There's another quick aquascape for you. Bonus. Yeah, it's all just the wood. Let me look at it real quick here and see what I can knock this down to. Did you want both? Did you want both pieces or just one? Both. Okay. 1 second here. Let me see what I can list those for, to where I don't lose money. It'd be like $50, man, or person. The wood's the main cost of this kit. Malaysian driftwood. Like I said, the plastic plants I buy in bulk pretty cheap, and then I mean rock's $4 a pound at the local fish store, so it's not necessarily cheap. But the wood is what kind of adds to this being $69. Any cheap Asian arowana? I didn't know there were Asian arowana. Is that like an arapaima? Yeah, gastro. Maybe in the future I can um, set up an aquascape, but just sell the wood at the end as like an auction or something. But as of right now, off the top of my head, I could do buy it now for both pieces for $50. They're illegal in the U.S. So what you're really saying is hold the fake plants, right? I'm sure if you have snails, you're into real plants. Fair enough. Yeah. What's up, Grail Shack? Yeah, these are cool pieces. Right now, we're talking. The listing listed is for the entire kit you see here. No tank, no sand. All the decorations, including these here. But we're just talking about the driftwood. Shush, Grill. Okay, here's what I can do. I can take out the fake plants. I'm taking out the fake plants. All right. So they will not be included, and I'll put an auction and see what you guys do. I imagine you'll get it, Gastro. I think we're pretty close. I might be breaking even on this, but I don't mind hooking you up. I guess I can run to the post office to hook you up and get a sale. All right, so that's what we're working with here. I get that in frame. I don't know how many pounds of lava rock that is. Maybe like 3. I don't know, something like that. I gotta do an auction. If you guys that want my buy it now, I gotta do an auction, Gastro. There's only 4 people in there though, so I think you'll get it. Let me figure out how to do it. I'll meet you in the middle. I'll charge you 5 for the rocks. How about that? So I went from 69 to 55 for fake plants removal. So you're getting the deal there. All right, going live in 3, 2, 1. So this is for the driftwood and the lava rock that you see on screen. Gastro came in quick with the 55. Oh, Grail Shack didn't get paid till Friday. Sorry, man. Anybody else? Going once, going twice to Gastro for 55. All right, Gastro. You did it. Yours. I got to see what you do with it. DM me. Also, this is my first Gastro. Thank you. This is my first official sale on Whatnot. I sold a kit last night, and then the person this morning said their daughter hit the button and they didn't want to buy it on accident. So that's officially my first real sale. If your daughter didn't buy it for you just now. Awesome. These are some cool pieces. Kind of sad to see them go, but you got some options, so that'll be fun. Good to hear. Hey, I'm gonna pack these up tonight and I'll ship them tomorrow. Like I said, I already cleaned everything. They just have a little bit of sand from just being in here, showing them off. I'm not gonna wash them again because then they'll have to dry and I'll have to wait to ship. So they're clean. Just give them a quick rinse. You'll want to anyway, just for packing reasons. Just they're gonna be in a box, so. But I'll get those out to you tomorrow. Good deal. All right, I think we're about out of time for today. We get out of here with the sale. So I'm excited. I'm excited that Gastro gets a new aquascape, gets something to look forward to. And maybe I'll go get some more wood for the next stream. If you guys are hanging out here, go ahead and give me a follow. And if you want to bookmark the next stream, I set up another stream for Wednesday night. Yeah, I did. Amanda, yeah, we just sold this this kit in the tank here to Gastro. He got it for 55. And I'm all out for today. I don't have anything else ready. Do you like this look, Amanda? If so, I can put together something like this for the next stream. Or if any you like this type of wood or the rocks or both. I got more of both. Oh, awesome, Gastro. Yeah, I'll check that out. Do you sell snails? Okay, nice, Amanda. Yeah, I can. I mean, I could whip something together here if you want for the same price, but I tell you what, if you're still here, Amanda, I'll throw some stuff in the tank and you can let me know if you're interested. You know what? We'll do it on the next one. Battery is dwindling. Shrimp and plants. Okay, I'll probably hop on there and buy some plants. Yeah, exactly. I would give you guys the sand, but it takes it would cost you more to ship it than it would cost you to go buy it at the store. So it would just be the aquascape, no tank, no sand. Yeah, prune. I had to, right? I figure if anybody answers Oscar, they're in on the joke. Let's end this poll before we finish out here. What happened? Let's see. We had Guppies followed by Oscar. Couple dwarf cichlids. I'll tell you in chat. I'm surprised nobody said beta. All right, y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining. See ya.